All right, welcome back to the Engagement Agent. We are on episode 5. This week we are going to be talking about the RallyRobin, but in a previous episode we actually talked about the time pair share. Hopefully some people have had an opportunity to try that out. Just to remind you, that is when we have that timed focus sharing for partners, and how it's really good when there isn't a clear-cut, short, concise answer, because it gives everybody the same equal amount of time to share, as well as to ask follow-up questions. Lots of really great benefits with that, with listening, as well as for scaffolding each other's thinking and really drawing out, as well as preventing the hogs and logs, which still makes me giggle when I say it. This week, I actually asked my friend Jessica to teach me about the RallyRobin. Jessica, how are you? What's going on?
Well, I'm just sitting here trying to brainstorm a list, Jessica.
Uh-oh, what are we getting a list ready for?
Oh, well, I'm trying to think of animals. So, gosh, cows, pigs, ducks,
Okay.
chicken. I'm kind of stuck though. Could you help me, Jessica?
Heck yeah. How about a lion?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, that makes me think of monkeys. I love that. Yeah, what else you got?
How about elephants?
Ooh, elephants. Ooh, that makes me think of an antelope.
Ooh, that makes me go to a bear.
Ooh, really sharp teeth. Oh, that makes me think of a cheetah.
Oh, a cheetah. Oh, I'm gonna go panther.
Ooh,
Panda
that
forever.
makes me think of a leopard. Did we say that one yet?
I don't think so. No, cheetah.
Yeah.
Wax spots, not leopard.
Yeah,
How about I'm gonna go to a gorilla.
Ooh, how about an orangutan?
This is amazing. You have a great
love
list now.
I do have a great list. And I'm so glad you helped me, because this is the whole point of the structure that we're talking about today. What we
Yay!
just did was the power of a RallyRobin. Isn't that great? Because see, I was feeling a little stuck, and you may have noticed that I was only coming up with a few ideas of animals. But the second you said elephant, I took off and was starting to think about monkeys, right? So because your ideas were so great, it helped me make my ideas so great. It's that whole two heads are better than one.
Right. I definitely felt like when you would say an animal, it would help me think of an idea for a different animal. And I started out in the zoo, and then I ended up in the jungle based on the animals that you were giving me. So I really felt it, which is kind of fun and weird. So tell me a little bit more about what the RallyRobin is. Like, what's the purpose? Why would I ever use this?
Sure. So simply put, it's a great way to brainstorm multiple answers on the same topic. Usually it's a list or a very, very brief answer. And we go back and forth, just like we did with our animals today.
Okay, awesome. So it's back and forth just between pairs?
That's right. So when we think about rally, right, that means back and forth pairs. Round would be all 4 or more together. And Robin, think about as oral or talking, right, compared to writing. So rally, Robin, back and forth talking for short, brief answers.
Okay, so when would I use this? So I'm looking at it for lists, but like, what does that mean? What kind of list am I trying to create here? Because it's rare that I'm just creating a list with no purpose.
Well, sometimes it could be for team building, right? So it might be RallyRobin, your favorite foods, RallyRobin, your favorite colors, things like that. But it could also absolutely be knowledge building. I've heard of teachers in classrooms use this a lot for math. Maybe it's multiples of 5 or something like that, right? So it really helps build their knowledge of the content that they may have just learned. But really the purpose here is to stretch thinking, right? Whether it's creating a list or knowledge building, right? We just want to stretch each other's thinking and bring out the best in one another.
Could I use it to categorize things? Like creating a list to categorize things like we just did with animals. Could I make it even more specific, like animals that you would find on a farm, animals in a jungle?
I love everything about that. Yeah, we can make it into a tree map. That'd be really fun.
Very fun. So how would I use this? What I know about Kagan is that they have very, very concise components that need to go in, even for just giving instructions. How can I do this so that I don't miss a component and then have it all unravel on me?
Sure. Well, the process is actually pretty simple. First, the teacher will assign pairs, right? So that might be my face partner, that might be my shoulder partner. I've also seen it used very successfully embedded in other structures. So for example, like a lineup structure where the students are lined up in a particular order, and then the teacher could pair them off next to each other, right? They could even fold the line and then pair off from opposites, right? So lots of different ways to pair students, but that's really objective number 1, is that the teacher would pair students.
Okay.
The second would be that the teacher poses that question. Usually it's a question for a list, or like I said, multiple very brief responses.
Okay.
If we start to think about a topic that's more than a brief response, that's when we want to think about using a different structure. Perhaps a round robin might be more appropriate than a RallyRobin, right?
Yeah.
And then of course, we're always going to give that think time. Might be 30 seconds, might be a minute, right? But we're going to give that think time so that students are prepared to share. Then the teacher announces who will start. It might be something like partner A goes first, or partner B, or who's closest sitting to the clock, or who's wearing the darkest colors, whatever it might be. That's fun for you to acknowledge that the person that's going to go first. Sometimes I've seen a lot of classrooms say, raise your hand if you are partner A, or raise your hand if you're the person that's sitting closest to the door, right? And then from there, it's easy. The students just rally Robin back and forth until the teacher says stop. And sometimes you might kind of feel it in the room. You know, that moment when you kind of feel like the answers are starting to dwindle. That might be when you call it, or you could set a predetermined amount of time.
Awesome. So I need to put them in pairs. I need to pose the question, provide think time, announce who's going to start, and then remind them that this is back and forth, short, quick responses. Go. And they're going to go until I say stop. So there's lots of easy ways to get these kids talking. It could be sitting, it could be standing, it could be in another structure. I love how flexible this one is. So with that, you've talked about some ways that you can vary it a little bit. What's a big variation that you want to highlight for the RallyRobin?
Sure. Well, for the RallyRobin, I really like the Think Right RallyRobin. We talk about the Think Right Round Robin a lot, but you could absolutely do a Think Right RallyRobin. So what that might look like is the teacher gives a topic and the students create a list that they write so that they're prepared and ready to go when they rally robin back and forth. But truly, a round robin is the biggest variation of RallyRobin, right? Because instead of taking rally robin back and forth, now we're making it round and we're going together in a group of 3, 4, or 5 students, right? And we know there's lots of variations with round robin, right? We could do a single round robin, which obviously means just one time around, continuous meaning more than one, or timed where you have a set determined amount of time to go around as they robin. And then of course, you could also, similar to the Think RallyRobin, you could do the Think Right Round Robin, just like we talked about with the RallyRobin.
I love that. And so much of what I've learned is that the words are very intentional whenever it comes to a Kagan structure. You're talking about like the robin and the writing and it just makes it so clear. So as somebody who bounces in and out of classrooms all the time, and I might be in a classroom that I've never taught in, but now I'm doing a mini model and I'm delivering instruction. I love that I have these words that are consistent that I can kind of default to if I need the kids to do something, because these structures have already been laid and placed and ready to go for anybody to use. So it's one of my favorite parts about this is it just brings a whole level of fluidity to instruction throughout the district. It's very, very nice. All right, so that is our RallyRobin, and actually a little bit of round robin too, where we know that it's short and concise, goes back and forth and back and forth, and that it's all about preparing some type of list, whether that's knowledge building, categorizing, coming up with ideas. It's a short list. Did I miss any of the major components?
No, I think you've got it. You know, I love your background there, and it's making me think about what a great analogy a tennis match is for RallyRobin, right? Because just like 2 tennis players go back and forth and work together to keep that ball over the net, right? Partners in RallyRobin are working together to create that list of brainstorming ideas.
Love it. And you rally when you serve it. Rally!
You sure do.
I don't know if that's true. Thank you so much for your help. And I just really appreciate how clear and concise this is. It makes it so much easier for me to understand and to understand how I can use them better in my instruction. So thanks so much for your time and for helping me out.
Anytime. It was my pleasure.
All right, cool. We will be back next week with another episode for the engagement agent. Talk to you guys later.